All right, guys, we're live. Zach is taking drugs.
Zach's about to OD.
Just kidding. He's taking ibuprofen. Hey, I got a flight in, oh gosh,
2 minutes?
hour and
Oh my goodness.
15 minutes. Thankfully, it's out of Carlsbad though.
Oh,
so
good.
we're going live right away. You thought it was
San Diego?
No, it's not San Diego.
All right. You hear about Michael Tate diddling kids?
Whoa.
Well, that'll get us into it because now you got to clear the air.
All right. Click into the article and find that part for me. Because that's really dark. But we're just going to hit a couple super chats. A former CIA agent said there will be alien invasion 2027. I heard it from the YouTube channel Sling and Stone. I'm terrified. So listen, I don't like setting dates on stuff. So if there is not an alien invasion, the issue with statements like this is there will never be accountability for the people that predicted these sorts of things. Just like the people that predicted that Trump was going to rile up and take back the loss that he had in 2020. Just like there's so many goofy things that have been predicted. So yeah, I don't take any of that stuff seriously, personally. But you know, hey, if there is, then Jesus is still on the throne. All right, look up the 13. You found it?
Yeah.
It's the minor, the 13-year-old minor. That's what I'm looking for.
Definitely something while he was a minor.
Yeah, there's two different accounts. Okay, so for those of you guys that that's not it. It's the next one.
There's no next
Here,
one.
search 13. Bathroom. Okay. I think this is it. Okay, there it is. Okay. Guys, if you're just tuning in, let me know where you're watching this from. Okay, so we have to address the Michael Tate situation. I did a video a couple days ago on the reality of how sin can be pervasive and get us sucked in and take us further than we want to go, kind of based on his own confession. Now, the crazy thing is, since I made that video and I was like, hey, generally, like Michael Tate, he did a good job, confessed to sin, even confessed to some illegal activities. But since then, The Guardian released an article that makes the situation substantially worse, including minors.
Uh-oh.
Julie Royce had her article come out first, but apparently this was being researched prior to her article. There's more victims, more interviews, but the most alarming thing is this bit from the Guardian article that says this person was a huge DC Talk fan, had cassettes, so on and so forth, but he was at an event. He was still at the urinal. This is a report from someone that was a minor when this happened. He was still at the urinal when I was washing my hands, and we were talking about a CD that just came out. I noticed his bleep was out. His man part was out. He was facing me, turned away from the urinal. I thought he was putting it away, but then he was rubbing it.
This is a sickness!
And making eye contact while I was standing there. Anthem, this is the witness's name, recalls this lasting anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds with Tate visibly aroused and fondling himself. So he was erect. This kid was 13 at the time.
Translating.
Back at the table, a family member recalls Anthem looked white as a ghost, absolutely terrified. Anthem later described the alleged bathroom incident to the family member who corroborated his story to The Guardian. Okay, so by far the worst situation in this entire thing is that there's a 13, not like we didn't know about the age, he was 17, it's great, 13-year-old where this dude flashed himself to. And then another account of just multiple dudes that this is sort of stuff kind of has happened to. And one that was, I think, 17 that he ended up getting drunk and did coke with. So all this to say, this wasn't a handful of advances towards a handful of guys.
Yeah.
This was a ongoing, consistent pattern of violating men by someone, I mean, who won, go back, who won multiple Grammys and was even close to the president.
Whoa.
This is him praying for Donald Trump along with, I think who is that? Paula White.
Is Michael Tate on Epstein's list?
We don't know about that. Let's not exaggerate. Please clip that out, Chris. We don't know about that. But what we do know is that this Guardian article is substantially worse than anything anyone imagined. Yeah, and this is just the people that came out. So who knows what else is going on behind the scenes. So my question to you, Zach, is does this change his apology in this? Does this with children involved, at least one child involved, and minors, does this change the dynamic of what came out in the apology? And I'm curious from you guys in this situation. Someone said, I'm confused. I thought we were talking about Andrew Tate. We're not talking about Andrew Tate.
Oh, no, this is Michael Tate.
This is Michael Tate.
Mm-hmm. The other guy.
You have a great scripture reference we're going to pull up. What are your thoughts on this while I pull this up?
Yeah. I think it's pretty terrible. I don't think you can say, yeah, all those things that they said were true, knowing that the original article that came out had nothing about the minor situation. Mm-hmm. So it's like, and then you make it look like a public apology. You make it look like you've dealt with this stuff 6 months ago, and now you're in rehab and therapy, and you're putting your head down and doing the hard work, whatever. Knowing that you diddled a minor, or you wanted to,
yeah,
and most people don't know
violated a minor, whether you touched them or not.
There
you violated a minor. The minor saw you with your junk out.
Yep, exactly.
Allegedly aroused.
Mm-hmm. So I think it puts it into another category. And then, it's like an idea is like, is there anything unforgivable in society? And I think it's pretty high up there without some serious condemnation. And then that's when I thought of this verse right here.
Yeah, so this is Matthew 18, verse 6, which says, if anyone causes one of these little ones, those who believe in me, to stumble, it would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea.
I love that verse. And
woe to the world because of the things that cause people to stumble. Such things must come, but woe to the person through whom they come. If you're hold on. This is interesting. Look at verse 8.
Yep.
This is what my previous video was about. If your hand or your foot causes you to stumble, cut it off. So he's talking about people who cause young people to stumble and people to stumble in their faith, which this definitely has had a radical impact on people's faith, especially the people involved. Thankfully, it sounds like most of them still walking with Jesus. But it says, so he makes it about you though. If your hand or your foot causes you to stumble, cut it off, throw it away. It is better for you to enter life maimed or crippled than to have 2 hands or feet. Excuse me, clip that out, please. And be thrown into eternal fire. And if your eye causes you to stumble, gouge it out and throw it away. It is better for you to enter life with 1 eye than to have 2 eyes and be thrown into the fire of hell. So Jesus is talking about causing kids to stumble and this idea of a millstone being thrown around your neck. And then right in that goes to the individual.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy.
Some people are saying this was the worst kept secret in Christian music. I think people knew he was dealing with same-sex attraction.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people were in drugs. I don't know how many people knew he was or were complicit in this. Right? Hopefully his bandmates didn't know. Hopefully
doesn't sound like it.
The other folks didn't know that he was into this sort of
stuff.
So
why do you think that this would happen in like a public bathroom? And then like, I know the person was young, but they went out.
It's just straight like pervert weirdo vibes.
And so you're like, that's weird.
Because now you get into not voyeurism, but what is that? Where you're exposing yourself to people.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that like, how does that not get out pretty quickly? Not to victim blame.
I think this is a different time. I think this is a powerful person. If you even think about like a Harvey Weinstein and how much stuff he had done behind the scenes before it came out, I think it's a different time, different person, different season, less internet,
Yeah.
And
there's no like real outlet to easily get it out.
Yeah. Yeah. Pre-Royce Report, pre-social media type stuff. I do want to hone in on this. This is, I don't know, words pop out on me. And this is our Logos Bible software, which they're giving all you guys a 60-day free trial.
Let's figure out how big of a rock they mean.
Yeah. I'm always curious when they have words like millstone, right? Throughout the NE, flower was considered a dull and honor is performed by. Okay, Okay, I'm not sure what that has to do with anything.
Wait, you got to read the rest of it.
Because the necessity of the reducing grain to groats, meal, or flour. However, milling was very much part of the domestic life. The scraping of sounds, grinding stones was as characteristic of a habited home as the light of the lamp. So a millstone is a what exactly?
A millstone is a stone, a large stone they would use to grind wheat and to make flour and stuff like that.
So basically just a massive stone. It reads, it means how it reads.
Yep, exactly. And then it says, oh yeah, yep, that's it.
And then if we go here.
Stone belonging to a mill.
Stone, yeah, belong to a mill. And I think this is the only time it's used in the New Testament.
Come on, somebody.
It seems like. So this is a unique word that Jesus uses here that you don't see. You see it in the Old Testament, right? A couple times in the Old Testament, but the New Testament, it sounds like this is the only time he's used it here in the New Testament. So let's see. I don't see any other references to it. That is so interesting. Wait. Let's see. Millstone. No, I'm wrong. See, this is the beauty of having Logos Bible software. You start catching yourself. Look at that. So it's used several times. It's used in Mark for the same story.
Luke, same story.
Same story. Revelation, then a mighty one picked up a brother of the size of a large millstone.
Boulder.
A boulder? What did I say? Oh, a boulder. And then it's used, so it's only used in a few New Testament verses. But this is the cool part about Logos. So anyway, free 60-day trial, logos.com/Ruslan if you guys want to check it out. Yep. And you can get a free trial as well as we have our little library that's coming out through Logos pretty soon here.
When the other day, Flynn was sick. And so it was like it was a brutal bedtime. So I was feeding Boone a bottle. Melissa was sick. Flynn's sick. And I put on a little, like, they call them like sleep stories. So I looked up like Christian sleep story, and it's just like a long loop of like them reading scripture that pertains to like children. And so it's really calming. We turn off all the lights. He's like laying on the couch, and so it's reading these like nice verses in a calm, soothing tone.
He reads
music, and then he goes, "It would be better for them to have a large millstone hung around their neck and to be drowned in the depths of the sea."
Oh, man.
And it's like, I was like cracking up because Flynn's all like,
Yeah, this is dark, man. And if it's systemic and a cultural issue within Christian music, then that needs to be purged for sure.
yeah,
All right.
You get him out of there.
Okay, quick update. Pull up the Donald Trump thing. This is hilarious. So if you guys didn't know, there's like all these mass... what's up?
Did we turn off our 3-finger swipe? I can't.
I don't know, but can you pull an article up, please?
I know that it was part of my process to do that. Not to be all goofy.
You got it?
This one.
You got it. Yeah, there you go. So it was announced in the midst of all these raids that Trump, these ICE raids, the Trump admin has paused these raids, these immigration raids on farms, hotels, and restaurants.
Where we will be inconvenienced.
The
Right?
places where our economy will be disrupted.
Yeah. So it's like, well, we still need strawberries, so we should probably stop raiding the strawberry fields.
There was a guy, I remember reading about a dude in, I want to say Nebraska, at a meat cutting facility who lost all 72 of his employees.
I mean,
and was like, I don't know what to do now.
I mean, it's kind of your fault.
Kind of your fault, right? But so let's check this
knew.
out. This is via All Sides, which I go to try to get both sides of these situations. I think this is hilarious. Like, I think like we went from like zone 10, get the abuelas out of here, to like, well, perhaps.
Rodrigo does a lot for
Yeah.
the country's food system.
So did this get reversed yesterday? Or are you saying he reversed it and reversed it again? Help me out, chat.
He reversed that yesterday.
He reversed it and reversed it again?
So they stopped it and then they put it back in full
That's
swing?
even more weird.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do these mass raids, then we're gonna stop, then we're gonna start them again. This is what's being reported on all sides. President Donald Trump instructed U.S. immigration officers to halt operations targeted unauthorized workers in farms, hotels, and restaurants. The details: the order instructed regional ICE workers to hold on all work site enforcement including agriculture, meatpacking, restaurants, and operating hotels. For context, Trump told the reporters that farmers are being hurt badly. You don't say. They have very good workers who have worked there for them 20 years. They're not citizens, but they turn out to be great, and we're going to have to do something about that. That shift followed Trump's orders to increase ICE raids in Democrat-run cities.
I have an idea.
Hold on. I don't understand this. That shift followed. Okay, the shift followed. So he had the shift, then he did it. Okay. How the left covered it includes responses from American Business Writing. Farm Bureau in California say raids at packing houses and fields are threatening businesses that supply much of the country's food. If Trump hands out amnesty to a bunch of illegals because his big business buddies have been blowing up his phone, it will stain his legacy. So that's how News Nation. That is how the left covered it. A letter 6 Congress members sent to the head of ICE urging it to focus on deporting criminals, writing, while we do agree that we are a nation of laws and that all who cross our borders legally are subject to these laws, there are several levels of priority that must be considered when it comes to immigration enforcement. Revised by all sides of humans after first draft. Okay. So, and then this is all the different headlines on how it's being covered. So see if there's an update on that. If they stopped the ICE raids because they felt pressure and then started them again, you just got to pick, man.
Yeah.
Because this will have pretty bad economic impacts, right? So that's 23 hours ago. Trump administration pauses immigration raids on farms. Okay. Trump gets back behind raids and immigration whiplash. So he goes back. So this is whiplash. You got to be kidding me. President Trump surprised immigration hardliners last week when his administration announced it would pause some immigration raids that were hurting the agriculture and hospitality. Listen, my position has been consistent on this. If there are criminals here,
Get the criminals.
get the criminals out. Leave everybody else alone.
Mostly. I have an idea to that.
Okay, let's just verify, and then I want to hear your idea.
Okay.
Then, as quickly as the MAGA pendulum swung back, Trump said Sunday that a new wave of raids would target immigrant-ran cities. On Monday were signs that farms, hotels, and restaurants again will be subject to the raids.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. Amy in the thing said, in the chat said that the meatpacking plant had tons of applications after that story went out.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's bad.
So I have an idea.
Okay, what's your idea?
And I think we can all agree on this.
Okay.
If you have a Mexican restaurant or work at a Mexican restaurant and it has at least 4.5 stars on Yelp or Google, instant citizenship.
So if they got banging food,
You've got banging food and you can maintain
everyone stays.
the quality.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or just give them green cards.
Or give them, work visas, green cards, do the whole nine. I think
We
boom,
fixed it. We solved it all.
Yeah, you're in. Because what are we going to do?
Based
Get
on
rid
the
of all the good
quality.
Mexican food? Well, you don't want to go to the Mexican restaurant and see friggin'
It's not just Mexican food.
Steve.
It's not just Mexican
You don't want to see Steve making.
It's not just Mexican food. You've been to Panda Express lately?
That's facts. No, that's facts.
You know what I mean?
And I was like,
you got to chill with this sort
I'm
of
like,
stuff.
are you Filipino or is this a Mexican right now?
Yeah. They were Mexican Americans applying at the meat packing thing. That's hilarious.
Well, they're like, hey, you're already familiar with our culture.
Yeah. So this goes on to say the whiplash in Trump's approach to mass deportation plans is the latest illustration of how much his whims and who speaks with him last are shaping his decision-making even on his signature policies. Zoom Out immigrant group said Monday they were skeptical about Trump's announcement pause and arrest of immigrant workers in those industries. They said the constant shifts in enforcement announcements along with continued raids. So this is what I heard. I heard from two people. Person number one is in downtown LA where these things are happening, and he is connected to some people who work in these who don't have papers.
Yeah.
This person does have papers, but he has folks that he's connected to that don't have papers. He said, as far as they know, in LA, what he told me yesterday, it's just criminals. It's just people with records.
Nice.
That he knows that are getting swooped up and who they're looking for.
They're all criminals.
Person number two, connected locally, just told me about a raid in Oceanside. Same thing. This person had an ICE record. Now, ICE record can be a criminal record, but it could just be a record that you came over. You come over the first time, it's a misdemeanor. You get caught. The second time, it's a felony.
Oh,
so if you get caught, get shipped over and come back, it's a felony. So as far as I know, so far, the people that are getting swooped up in these ICE raids they have criminal records.
Yeah.
Or at the least ICE records. So
that's interesting.
I think most people would say probably should leave these folks alone.
Yeah.
I should leave these folks alone.
Yeah, someone said citizenship Olympics. We keep the best of the best.
I don't think any of these folks are getting citizenships anytime soon. I think this is going to be a long, drawn-out process. They're going to get residency through a green card and then have to go through like a 20-year process to get
New Mr. Beast episode.
Excuse me.
I took 50,000 illegal immigrants and challenged them to start restaurants all over the country.
That's
the
awful.
top performers get to stay. The others deported to the MS-13
Oh my God.
prisons in El Salvador.
Darkness.
Oh man, this is really dark. All right,
on,
yeah, I don't think this is gonna settle down anytime soon, and I hope that people will. I hope that in these conversations that we wouldn't want either the extreme of lawlessness or the extreme of dehumanizing people.
Yeah,
I think a gospel centered approach. You humanize people. They've been here. They're trying to figure out a way to love those people well. Don't break apart families, which, by the way, that was an Obama era policy, which
Kick
people
them out
don't want to
together.
talk about. No, don't kick out kids.
Oh.
Don't kick out kids who all they know is America. That's terrible.
it's not that bad.
Um,
There's kids that go to other countries all the time,
No, bro.
and they live a wonderful
no,
lives.
don't do that. Don't kick out kids.
That's
and families.
that's American elitism. That's racist.
What's racist?
Thinking that kids go to Mexico and they'll have a horrible life. They'll have a great life.
Because they're not all from Mexico. There's folks from like actual war-torn places that are here.
Well, let's be real. Those people did it the right way.
Which
They didn't illegally hop on a Delta flight.
Yeah, no. They struggled to get here. So anyway, I'm saying, leave those people alone. I think that's reasonable. I don't think you kick out families who've been here for decades. I think that's stupid.
Sure.
And I don't know if that's what he's doing. That's the thing. It's hard to verify.
They need to at least know the language.
It's hard to. Yes, I'm with you there.
That's fair.
I'm with you there.
gonna kick
That's
them
a
out,
hard line for me.
If you're gonna kick them out, it's
You
like
gotta learn
okay,
language.
they got. I was also saying if you're gonna kick out a family that's been here for 10 years, they at least gotta speak Spanish so that they can survive in the other place.
See what I'm saying? But there's a lot of these kids don't speak Spanish, bro.
Yeah.
Or don't speak good Spanish. All right, we gotta go. All right, guys, I gotta fly out.
Yeah, you
I'll see you guys later. Peace.